First of all, how y'all come with the name millionaire for game? And the part two of that question is, did you and Gilly ever get into so much disagreement where y'all almost be like, man, F you, and stop talking for a few days?
No, let me tell you something. First of all, Gil is my big cousin. I love him to death. Mm-hmm. One thing about us, we got a checking system. We never came to that part about money issues because if I'm out of pocket, I'm like, Lo, that was some nut ass shit you did, cuz. I'm like, damn, what happened, cuz? You gonna lay it on me? Good looking, cuz. Right. Vice versa, cuz. That was some dumb shit. We might not do it in the public, but we don't never had them type of issues about money, about situations, because we ain't too big to get checked. Checking is a form of correcting. Yeah. That's number one. All right, number two, $1 million worth of game. Cuz started that shit back like 2012. He was on John. Let me give you $1 million worth. He was on Instagram doing these little clips. He been had that shit. He been saying that. But what happened is in 2019, I was reading an article from Spotify. They was talking about how Spotify had allocated like 400-something million to podcasts within the first quarter of that year. And I called him one morning. I said, cuz, because I'm one of them dudes. Me and him got different parts we play within our business. I'm the one that do extensive research. I'm the one that might jump on a plane, go meet with some corporations, do this shit, whatever. I do all that shit. Gil, I'm just like, Gus, sit the fuck down. You did enough. Right. You kept this shit. You kept your name alive enough, long enough for us to be able to deal with relationships, whatever. Right. Chill. I'll be on a plane. I'll be back. So I said, read this joint. I woke him up early morning. I said, read that shit, man. Hit me back. He said, oh, man, what the fuck? We got to get, because everybody kept telling us to do a podcast. At that time, I had 500,000 followers. He had 1,000,001. And I was like, all right, we're going to do it. I called him. He called me back. I said, later on, I'm going to have some papers for you to sign. I'm going to get with get this LLC. Get my trademark attorney. We going and then like 2 days we gonna go set up the account when he sent me this paperwork back in his email, and it was on since then. April 17, 2019 was the first episode of $1 Million Worth of Game, and it been the fuck up ever since. You know what I mean? Right. That day, I remember I was in Utah at the time, and I'm watching the joint. We dropped that day within hours. We was number 4 on a top category podcast in the world on Apple. Number 4, and we was number 2 in comedy under Joe Rogan that day. In like hours. I said, yeah, this our shit is on. We fucking this shit. Because nobody was doing what we was doing. Right. It wasn't no podcast out there that could cater to the young niggas. Right. Everybody was just worrying about older niggas and back in the nobody was fucking with the young niggas. We we gonna fuck with the young niggas. That's what we going at.
Give them a voice.
We fuck with them and the game change.
Right.
You know?
Y'all get the pumping, man. Y'all all over the world. When you seen that first M in your bank account, man, what went through your head?
Man, it ain't nothing because it went from an M to 6 because you gotta pay them fucking taxes. I'm like, fuck.
Uncle Sam came with that machete.
No, it wasn't Uncle Sam. I had a good accountant.
Oh yeah.
He like, no, wow. Yeah. He like, wow. Every dollar you get, 40 cents of that dollar got to get put to the side for taxes.
Right.
We gonna pay quarterly.
Right.
We gonna pay in advance. So by the time so I was like, damn. And so now I started looking at money different. I said, man, you get $3 million. $3 million, you ain't no millionaire. And they're like, damn, how you ain't no millionaire? Because $3 million, you got to pay 1.2 in taxes. Right. So now listen, you done went and paid 1.2 out of 3 million. Now you got 1.8. You ain't no millionaire. Right. You just got to. So now you're looking at money different. Right. So now when somebody ready to say, oh, we gonna give you like, that only mean this. And now you got to still look at your deductions on the aspect like, damn, you might get cars, or you might get buildings, or you might get equipment in your company name. So a lot of that shit, travel, lodging, food, certain shit you're doing, you gonna get write-offs. You know what I mean? Right. Sometimes the clothing. So it's all about how you look at that shit. But that shit don't really bone on some real shit. If you always been somebody to yourself, you're just gonna be like, damn, I can take care of some people, I can look out for some people, I can do some things, but it's like you still trying to figure out how to take it to the next level.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's what we just kept doing.
Right. And you say you jump on a plane, you deal with all the corporate America. What's some of your abilities you learned and your game you learned off the street that applied to you using the corporate America meetings?
That dude that I was in the streets, that always approached motherfuckers. One thing I learned about a corporate America, if you in a street dude, every neighborhood got that dude that just be all over the city.
Right, yeah.
That dude is one of the most important dudes because he's like the spokesman for your neighborhood. That's the dude that could be the manager of the rapper, that could go out there and connect. So once I learned, I said, damn, if you that dude in the streets in corporate America, you gonna kill him. Right. Because corporate America I'm always in first class. A lot of times Me and Gil be the only niggas in first class sometimes. So I'm always next to somebody that's moving and shaking. And hey, what's, you know, and first thing, what do you do? Oh, man, you know, we get to talking. Next thing you know, oh, yeah, I work for Nike, or I work for American Express, or I work for, I'm meeting some extraordinary people. And I tell them what I do, tell them my story. They're like, oh, my God, hey, take your information, man. I may be. One thing about the people on the other side, they always trying to help a motherfucker.
Yeah.
And I learned on the next level, when you on the next level, people's not holding information. And they love when you ask them about, you ask them shit. Well, I'm trying to learn this. Take my number, man. When you going to be in San Francisco again, man? My friend got a great cigar lounge. Come out there, man. You ever come out there? I'm like, all right, bet. Next week, I'm out. Yeah, man, I'm ready to come out. Yeah, come on, are you going to be all right? And next thing you know, I got $1 million worth of game because they put me in a room with other motherfuckers.
Right.
See, it's not like the streets. It's not like the hood. Because in the hood, ain't nobody going to put you in a room. Motherfucker, everybody trying to compete. You know what I mean? You got the biggest car, got the biggest chain. You know, I'm going to fuck his bitch. I'm going to do that nigga. Now I'm over here. Motherfuckers talking about something. Here go these resources. Here go this. Here go that. Here go that. You know what I mean? So it's just.
And the crazy thing about the streets train you to be like, don't cut into people because it might be a bad situation, go to jail. But in the real world, that's called networking.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So we come in not knowing how to network, or we train not to open up and say shit to people.
We train because a lot of times they call that dick eating when you talk to somebody you don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, you a dick eater. I be hearing, you know what fucked me up though? What fucked me up the most is that when I came home from the penitentiary, I'm seeing the everyday layman, square people take on the street mentality.
Yeah, man.
The slang. I'm seeing women. I'm like, oh, baby girl, you're too bad to be talking like you. Hey. You see that? You see a dude that's a cold L7 work every day. He got a street mentality mindset. Like, what the fuck is going on? It fucked me up. I ain't never see that.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was like, it'd be a bunch of shit that threw me off.
You got girls talking about, man, he a rat for real. Why you say that? Nah, my boyfriend said he was a rat. Like,
and then my whole thing is like, all right, now the rat thing. I just want to touch on that and break that down because like I come from a time where it's though you ain't never see me get on Instagram say anything about nobody fucking a rat or this. Right. I understand that. And I always try to warn people like, listen, man, in this day and time, somebody gonna tell you stay away. A lot of these dudes, you got to be mindful when you step to somebody telling them they a rat, especially if you ain't got nothing in your hand,
right?
Because you'll lose your life about this shit. A lot of these dudes you might call rats, they might even did tell. And they'll put you down though, because you're putting their business out there. And second of all, why are you so concerned about what somebody did and you ain't gonna do nothing to them?
Right.
So you gotta, and then sometimes you also gotta be mindful when you saying that because that might be intimidating a witness with the feds, so they might come snatch you. So you gotta be mindful on so many different levels when you're saying that and you put that out there about somebody. Because me personally, I done seen niggas get the rat tag because they put dick to somebody's chick.
Yeah.
I done seen niggas get the rat tag because, they get money. I done seen niggas get the rat tag with no paperwork. So, you know what I mean? You got to be mindful of that shit. So, I just stay away from all that shit, man, because I'm always mindful of where I come from in the street coach, and I understand. I done seen a lot of rats put niggas down. Because niggas either approach them, embarrass them, put their information out there. So I just be like, fuck all that, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah. Man, everybody talk about the money people can make doing this type of stuff, podcast and all that. But speak to, because I know with me, I got a feeling about it, but I want to hear your feeling when you run to people that's coming to you when you get some to eat or in line, they be like, man, Wallo, man, you really changed my life. Somebody listening to you, it changed my life, man. How that make you feel, and what be going in your mind when you see that?
Man,
hear that.
When I hit the train station in D.C., I like 6-7 people just ran up on me, and it was like, there's always that no matter where I go at. It's a great feeling that you're doing something and you impacting the world, and you the help that you always wanted for yourself. Because a lot of people's going through a lot of shit out here in this day and time, and just in the world. And just to be able to give some words and some encouragement to people and help them, that's a blessing, man. And it keeps me motivated to keep going because it's somebody else that need to hear what I'm talking about that can help them out.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's more important than money or any of this shit. You know what I mean? Because one thing about money is like this. All right, a lot of people, it's different for you not to have it. But when you get money, it's like you can buy cars, you can buy a nice house, you can fuck a lot of women. You can do all this shit, right? But at the end of the day, it's going to come a time, and sometimes it's different. Sometimes it might be 3 months, it might be 6 months, it might be a year where you just might be like, there's nothing else you can do. You're going to hit the cake. You know what I mean? Wherever you got a Rolls Royce, or wherever you got a Bentley, wherever you got a Maybach, wherever you got with a big-ass mansion, wherever you got the Rolexes, the APs, you fuck this fat butt girl, this girl from this city, flew out, this, that, third. It's going to be now, you're going to be like, I done it all, it's over.
Right.
You ain't got that much time. It's gonna be over. The shit, and you just gonna be like, none of that shit really matter.
Yeah.
Like people don't understand that part. People think it's the part. That's why you be seeing these motherfuckers. You know how many motherfuckers committing suicides in mansions? You know how many happy motherfuckers? You know how many motherfuckers got all the money in the world and they miserable than a motherfucker?
Some people got so much money, they get to that point and run out of shit to do. Then they get over creative. They get doing all type of crazy shit that a human don't supposed to be doing.
They doing that. they start using all type of drugs. And that's why sometimes you'll see a motherfucker, and this is what people don't understand, and they don't understand. And people say it, they be like, damn, that sound crazy. You'll have people that got money, they've got success, and you'll say to yourself, man, I'm boned. I'm just do the program. The whole time, you like, fuck a motherfucker hating on me.
Right, yeah.
Because they see life and you got life, bro. And they like, damn, he got something no matter. I got all this money, this, that, third. But people don't come to me like that. I don't attract people. I can't walk in a room and make everybody move. And I got more money than him.
Right, yeah.
I done seen motherfucking people that had way more money than me. They couldn't get inside the door.
Right, yeah.
Sometimes. So it'd be like people just like the money, money gonna make your family comfortable. It's gonna do some shit for you. You're gonna be able to take care of some people, but like you really gotta know who you are, and you gotta really tap into self and try to figure that life out thing. Once you get that life piece together about who you are and where you trying to go, that's the most rich shit you could do.
Right, yeah.
And that's where you go to the next level.
Right, yeah.
Out the park, niggas know me. Curb on, little homie. All days, yeah. Been a road, yeah.
Thank you for watching Changing Jewels on Kirkbone TV. If you like the jewels that we're dropping, subscribe, hit the notification, and share with some friends. And I'll see you on the next episode of Changing Jewels, Kirkbone TV.